Hello, welcome to Ephemera Files by Tommy, and today I want to show you how to put together the Ivory Botanical file folder kit that is available from Nanine at Collage Type. And this is from a project I'm doing that I am combining 4 different kits together to make one journal. And the goal, my purpose in doing that, is to show you that you don't have to use just one kit to make a journal. You can use lots of kits and put them together and still have a beautiful project. Before I get started on that, I do want to show you the kit itself. This is the file folder. This is the main part of the kit, or I mean the outside, I guess it would be. Maybe not the main part, since it's going to be a whole bunch of parts put together. This has a small envelope, and I believe these are journal cards. I also have this paper with 6 tags, this paper with a whole bunch of faux stamps, just beautiful. This sheet is receipts and advertisements and different flyers, things like that in a vintage style. Here is the last paper, and it has 4 tags and 8 labels. So I'm going to go and cut these out, and then I will come back and show you how to put this together. I said I would be right back after I cut these out, but that was not what happened. It's actually, I think, let's see, that was Friday, and it is now Monday. So I got distracted and sidetracked and busy, but I did get everything cut out. And I went ahead and inked a lot of it, but not all of it, because I don't know what all is going to have edges showing yet. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing with everything yet. But I did go ahead and line the back of this as well. I did some inking, especially where these ridges are, because this packing paper, I didn't get on quite flat, but I think it's going to be just fine. Also, on this page, I did not back the whole back of it. I just backed the part of it that was going to show with some music sheet. This is the outer part of the file folder folio. This is the part that is going to create 4 pockets. And the way that it's going to create them is, this has a fold line right here. You probably can't see it because it's very, very faint. And we're going to fold up on it. And then there's a fold line in the center, and we'll fold on it. And where the glue goes is going to create 4 pockets. So I need to figure out if I want to put it in the center, if I want to put it down here at the bottom and have something sticking way up out of those back pockets. How exactly do I want all of this to work? And actually, we're supposed to put glue here, 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 and here, and put that down. And then you put glue here, and here, and here, and fold that up. I'm thinking I might want to do something just a little different from that. Let's see. Yep, I do. I want to do something just a little different from that. So I am actually going to go ahead and glue everything that's supposed to be glued except this part here. I'm not going to glue that one down. And I am going to come, right about there, because I'm probably going to have my tickets sticking up, or whatever I put in the back of there. I say tickets or tags. I'm probably going to let them stick up to where they're about equidistant here as this is here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue everything except for this back portion. Kind of makes me sad that this is getting covered up. So, but I don't know what to do about that right now. I think if I was going to do this again, I would cut that off and glue that on for the pockets. Then I don't lose any of that pretty print. And I may make another one. I may tuck this particular piece into my daughter's wedding journal. And if you have not seen that, I will link it below. It is Abby's wedding journal. And let's see, when I fold it, this part comes poking out. So I am going to trim off that part. And that's what happens when you fold things. Sometimes if there is thickness, it tends to bulge out and push part of it out of alignment. And so I'm just going to go back in. If I didn't want it to do that, I could have taken a sliver out of the center of the music sheet or whatever I was using for a pocket. But because that's 3 layers now, because the music sheet is glued onto this backing paper, it was just a little bit bulgy. All right, now before I put this down, I think I want to cover this part, since I'm not going to go ahead and just put it down like it's supposed to be. And I want to cover that with, I think I'll cover that with another piece of this music page. And so I just need to glue that on there like that. Got that marked there on that side. I've got that. Sorry, I'm having some trouble here. My brain has been on vacation for a while. I don't know what's up with it. Hopefully I can get it figured out. All right. So what I'm going to do, this old music paper, tears very easily. All I have to do is fold it and it's pretty much good to go. Okay, and so this one is at the top, and I need to fold it straight. Okay, and then that will fit right on there. Just about perfect. Do I want that one? Do I want it to say phenolic? I think I'm going to glue it that side down. That little corner tore off because it got stuck to my finger. But it looks like I need to trim just a little bit anyway. And so I may not have as much of that corner showing after I trim it off. Folding the music paper to mark where it is not perfect, but it's really close. Close enough for me. You just ink this real quick. All right, so that is glued on there and it's inked, and I am ready to glue this portion to it. And I think that I said I was going to put it right about there. So where the glue goes is going to be right here, here, and here to form a top pocket. And just to make sure that I've got it down in that fold, I am going to bring this part up and make sure that it's pushed up against that part right there, just to make sure it's going to be a snug fold right there. So now I have a pocket, and a pocket, and I am going to actually add couple of more pockets. This is an envelope that was included, And I think that I am actually going to round off these corners just a little bit. They're originally rounded off in the print, and I just forgot to round them when I was cutting everything out. And this part is going to show, so I think I am going to see what I can line that with. So I think, let's see, how far down does it need to go? It needs to come down that far. And I think that if I glue it on right there, that should work. So I'm going to put glue about halfway down here where those two cross over. I'm going to come down just a little bit, and that's going to be about halfway. Let's see. Let's make sure I'm coming down the right side. Come down this side, and then I'll glue this flap, and that way these will not get glued to the paper by accident. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to fold them backwards to make sure I definitely don't get glue on it by accident. And then I'm just going to cut out this flap. Now I did put too much glue down there. So I am going to take my bag, whoops, and that's where it's going, is right there. It has baby powder or talcum powder or something like that in there. Cornstarch maybe, but it smells more like baby powder. And that's going to stop my glue from being sticky that I overran. And then I take the lid and I just do this. This was a funky candle that I bought because I liked that part, and it turned out to be very convenient for holding my pouncer. My plan for this is to come under here, I think. Going to do it like that so that it opened. That is not what I want to do. I want to do something else. Okay. This quick little project is ending up taking me days because I can only get out here for a minute at a time. So I can't even remember where I was last time. I probably should have watched the last section of video first. But I am going to go ahead and show you what I have figured out thus far. I pulled out some of the papers from my bin that I keep underneath of my counter, where I put offcuts that I think will be useful and that I can use for cleaning off stamps, and just, it's kind of a catch-all bin so that I can just reach under there and grab something whenever I need to check out a color or I need something to edge for shading. So I've pulled some of these things out here. These particular pieces, the ads, the receipts, those are going to get backed on another piece of paper because they are going to be journaling cards, but they're just printed on plain copy paper, and I like to have a little bit more substance in it. I did go ahead and get all of my postage stamps cut out. I do not have postage stamp scissors, but I have scissors that do the little wavy S thing. So I did that, and then I take regular scissors and I just cut off the edge. And I hope that you can see, I think it looks a lot like a postage stamp edge without a postage stamp scissor. Got all of my labels inked, all of these things inked. I'm going to set this to the side because I did a little bit more figuring out of how I was going to put this together. There is a straightforward way to do it. I don't do anything the straightforward way. So this is what I have figured out. This little envelope that is in the File Folio kit, I decided that I am going to glue the flap down so that it feeds into this pocket here, so that it'll flip up. I love the way that it just kind of echoes that. Is that a camellia or a gardenia? I think it's a camellia flower, but I am not positive. So that is going to go there inside the pocket, or yeah, tucked inside the pocket, but on the front of the folio. This is still going to be a pocket, and I intend to put, this is the only one really long enough to go in there, but I'm going to back it, and the backing I'm going to have just a little bit longer so it's even easier to get out. I may even put a tab or a ribbon on the top. And then I'll put these other pieces into these pockets that I am making. I think I'm trying to lose my voice too, which isn't a good thing. This, I have taken the two sets of tags, or two of the sets of tags. There are actually 3 sets of tags that are in the kit. But I have taken this set and this set and used 2 different tab punches that I have. Actually, no, this is a tag punch that I have. This one I just followed the outline on the folio kit. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to back this and the tops of these pages with something because they will show. And I am going to glue this down as a pocket and this one down as a pocket. This is going to be glued onto this page with the ribbon behind, so that what it does is it opens up and there will be writing space and a pocket there. This will be writing space, and then it flips over and we'll have this part where you can write on if you want, and then this will actually tie that closed. And what I am fastening this to is the second side of the 4 pocket piece that Nanine included in the original kit. I'm trying to tie this. I'm not having much success. My fingers aren't working well this morning. Okay. Because originally that would have been glued down as well, and so you'd have a pocket, a pocket, a pocket, a pocket. But I glued this paper on the back so that I could do something a little different. And then here, these are 2, I'm going to say they're journaling cards, originally intended as journaling cards. They may have been intended as pockets, I'm not sure. But I need to ink around the edge of the music paper. And it is going to be, I think I'm not going to make it a pocket. I think I'm just going to glue it down. These 2 will be pockets. I have this button and this piece of ribbon here because that's going to be my closure. I'm going to attach the button there, and I am going to put an eyelet here and thread the ribbon through it so that it can just be like a policy envelope closure. And then on the back, I am going to take this check. I'm going to back it so it's a little sturdier, and I'm going to make it into a belly band. And then this is the 3rd set of tickets. I kept 2 together, and I need to ink those. And I'm going to make a booklet, and so I'm going to put some of this lined paper that I pulled out into that. And then I'm also going to back these. I'm going to trim them down just a little bit smaller. They have this border here, so it'll work. And I am going to tuck those into pockets in there, I think. I may use them elsewhere, but right now they're going into, right now the plan is for them to go into that little booklet that's going to be in that belly band. So I'm going to go ahead and back everything that needs backed, ink everything that needs inked, and then hopefully it won't be 3 days before I get back on this project. I got a little ahead of myself and I went ahead and finished off making the booklet after I lined it. But all I did was fold some papers that were left over after lining and backing the other pieces. And then I sewed them on my sewing machine. Now, I sewed them one time on my sewing machine and the thread broke because the thread got wrapped around the wrong thing. So I had to sew it again. And because I had to sew it again, I went and added washi tape to this part here because it had already had one set of holes in it, and I did not want it to just be perforated by adding the second set of holes with nothing else going on. So I went ahead and sewed those in as a small signature in this tag book. This one I kept long and folded it over the front, and the piece of washi tape I cut off that end I just stuck right there. And that is all I have done to that one besides inking. So I think now we're caught back up on each other. I am going to go ahead and start assembling the pockets. I went ahead and I got the music piece inked and glued in. I didn't think that was working ahead too much because that's simple. I am going to go ahead and create these pockets, and I am actually going to align the top of this pocket with this one and the bottom of this pocket with this one. But I don't want this pocket to show when this is closed, so I need to make sure that I scoot it in far enough that it doesn't show. I think if I am right beside the pianissimo sign, that little P on the sheet music, I should be okay. So I'm going to go ahead and glue those in first. And these are all, I don't know why I backed these. Oh, I just used the white part of the coffee dyed paper. It was obviously coffee dyed on that part. These were also coffee dyed, but it's not as dark. I mean, they're not white. So I'm going to go ahead and get those glued on and into place real quick. And I'm just going to glue on the 3 sides. I'm trying to decide if I still want it to come up or if I'd like it to come out the side. I'm going to have it come out the top, because if I come out the side, then I'm going to once again be trying to avoid it showing up there when the folio is closed. And once again, like I said, I'm going to line it up with the top of that pocket, and then this is lining up with the bottom, and they're just barely going to be offset. I mean, that's not much, but it's enough to be interesting, I think, anyway. Now, one thing about using the music paper, I actually have lines on here that help me make sure that I am straight up and down and across, which is very helpful. All right, while that dries, I want to go ahead and get this one glued on. And I think I'm actually going to make a little secret pocket on this one. I'm not going to glue this whole flap down. I am going to assemble the envelope real quick. Let's see, does that go all the way? Yep, that point goes all the way to the top. So I'm going to glue all 4 of these sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. Does anybody else overthink things? I mean, I can't say a number without thinking, was that the right number? Goodness gracious. All right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to glue those same 4 sides on this, and I'm going to very carefully put that in there because I'm going to make the back of that a little secret tuck spot. And you will see what I mean here in just a moment. I need to make sure on my placement though, because I can't be sliding it into place. It really needs to be in the right spot. And that's pretty much right in the center of that pocket. So cross your fingers for me. I kept the glue as close to the edge as I could. All right, now it's the moment of truth. Oof, just a little. There, maybe that wasn't too late. Maybe that wasn't too much moving. And so when this flips up, there's a pocket there, obviously. But now we have a little secret pocket right here to tuck something into. I think that was a fun idea. And I think that I am going to use this paper clip too, because look how perfectly it matches that green. And I will just make some kind of a clip to help hold that envelope down. I should tuck it into the pocket though. Let's do it this way. All right, next is this part. And this is going to go on the center of this page, and I'm going to glue this ribbon behind the whole thing. But first, let me move this out of the way. I went ahead and I lined this one, like I said I was going to do, where these are going to be here, and so they have that backing back there, so it's not just the plain white page. Just like that. And I'm going to glue here, 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 and here, and here before I do anything else. And I just said it and I already forgot. Okay, these two. My goodness. I'm not going to put that underneath just in case I have a boo-boo. A glue boo-boo. All right, right here. And I'm just going to line these up at the bottom and at the sides. And that should line me up on the center just fine. And let's go ahead and fold it to make sure everything is aligned properly. Oh, and another thing I did, I put these hole reinforcers at the tops of these 3 tickets that the holes ended up in when I used my tag punch. All right, so now we have a pocket here and a pocket here. This one's not going to be a pocket. It's just going to look like the other tags that it's attached to. So I am going to take this ribbon and I'm going to take a piece of tape just to make sure it doesn't shift on me. I'm going to mark the center of the ribbon and grab a piece of this tape. Might as well grab this one that I've already used. Oops, probably off camera right there because I was trying to see what I was doing. All right, and we're going to go about halfway up, straight across. And there we go. Got that. I'm going to real quick and very carefully with my lighter, I am going to seal the ends of my ribbon so they don't ravel. Hi. I'm back here. And with my lighter, I just very carefully, I don't stick this in the flame. I come up on the flame just until it's close enough that I can see that it starts melting. And you can see I'm not in the flame, but can you see that start melting? And then I stop, I pull it away. And that's how I seal the ends. And I will do that on those as well. That way they don't ravel. These particular strings, I cut off of a sweater just a couple days ago. All right. And I would usually use glue stick, and I may use glue stick in the middle on this. But because I've got the ribbon and because it's holding on so many layers of paper, I'll use the glue stick in the center of the booklet. And then I will use my Fabri-Tac around the edges. And I'm gonna go ahead and open that up once again so I don't do something silly and ruin the whole thing. If it's open, I'm just gonna mess up the one tag instead of the whole booklet, which is not what I want to do. Put a little under where the ribbon goes. I will go around the hole so it doesn't pop up, and a little bit more where the ribbon goes. And I will fold this back up. And center it on that music page. Move that paper clip real quick, and I'm going to put that on there to help hold it down. I mean, the glue will set really fast, but just to make sure, I want to go ahead and do that. This tag I made too tall, and then when I went to cut it down, I made it too short and it cut into the corners. So I think I'm going to cut into the corners down here too with my hole punch, just to kind of, I don't know, even things out. And I have this hole punch that's a little larger. I'm not sure, I don't think it says anywhere. Oh, it's a 5/16 hole punch. So it's just bigger than your normal 1/4 inch. And I'm just going to punch off a corner like that. And I think I'm going to take my scissors and kind of straighten that up just a little bit. So it looks less like a hole punch did it. Even though a hole punch is what did it. There. And I like that look much better. And so I'm going to go ahead and ink real quick around these edges. I don't think I'm going to worry about the back just at the moment. And I don't think that that's quite the right color green. So I do have white hole reinforcers, how about that? And I can take those and ink them. And then I know it'll be the right color of green. And I know I already have a pink up there, but for some reason I just didn't want the pink on this particular tag. So I'm just going to put that on there. And then I'll put this one on the back. on. I think that that is probably set well enough. So it's going to open up and open up and open up. And then these two, I think I cut these tags. No, they're not quite thin enough for that. But that one fits in there well. That one's too tall for that. So let's see. What shall I do? Oh, I think that these were going to go up here anyway. Maybe I'll put that one up there, and I'll put this one back here so that I have those roses in more than one place. Because there's the roses, there's that rose. Let's see, that's a camellia or whatever it is on the front. There's a rose. Yeah, let's spread the wealth on that. I didn't tie it very well, but that's what that'll look like. I will put something else in that pocket. Let's go ahead and work on the back here. And this is what our booklet, my booklet, is going to slide into, right there. And I know that it's going to need to be fat. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to get some of my foam tape out. So I am going to keep this inside the perimeter. So that you really don't see it from the outside. How far in is that? That is quarter-eighth. That's about 1/8 of an inch in from the end. And that was hard to cut. So I think I'm going to cut this one before I put it down. And that should still give us room, yes, for that to slide through. And I want to center this, and so I have to center off of that particular part. And I know it's not going to be perfect, but close enough. There we go. I'll cut some of those strings off, though I left those a little long. I like strings, but sometimes that's just a little too much. All right. And that is, I'll just remember to use that. This ticket is going in here. Yep. And then I think that one's shorter. It's not short enough. So I will have to figure out something else to go in that top pocket. Maybe if I take one that's longer, except for these are all the same length now, I will figure something out for that top pocket because I am not done with this yet. That's a little bit of a tight fit right there, so I don't like that. I could fold this because it's kind of got a natural place for it to be folded between the building and the words. And I could tuck that up in that pocket. I think I'll do this real quick. I don't know why, I just did. And that'll go in there. And then I still have room to tuck something in there. And I still want to use the green paper clip on there. All right, so what we have left to do is the button closure. But I think I want to decorate using some of my labels, some of the stamps, and some of the things from the other parts of the kits that I am using to make this particular journal. And I may even want to do a little something on the corners. So for right now, that is that. So in my next video, we will be working on decorating the file folder, filling whatever pockets I haven't gotten filled, and putting on the finishing touches such as the closure. Thank you for joining me today, and as always, be kind. Bye.